Hello at home, travel is fun, friends. We will be starting in about 10 minutes. So take your bathroom break, get your popcorn ready. Here comes the Travel is Fun Travel Club meeting, September 2022.
I said, Terry, was it? And so I said, I think our girls probably like 18 years old. I said, yeah, fine. I said, and it was, I know people. They're not bad. They're one around the circle. And I said, Terry, I'm on your contract. She started yelling. I said, yeah. Everybody can't open doors. He said, you come with me. He's trying to open doors. I said, I'm 89-year-old woman. So, it is. So I got on one side. He got on one side. And then check you out. I said, please, if you do anything again,
And it was never.
so next day I was going to go knock on Terry's door. Who's going to see like this? She comes around. I says, I just told you, you know better. And she just. Well, he said,
And that's actually walking in the beginning. You don't want to know this.
Yeah, my son sent me that. Take it away.
Oh, you wouldn't know that is common.
But when I was there in 2019, my brother-in-law was still working.
Garden was 8. Sure.
I said, I'm sorry. I got up and I said, I didn't think it was. I mean, I didn't raise my hand. I was getting her. Yeah.
You like to write it.
Christine, that's another subject.
I remember when I was young, usually April, like around Easter, on the last snow. April, you could have gotten snow.
Don't you hate to go into the street?
I was there at the end of Halloween until. That was October the 17th to 21st. I left on Monday. And then my friend that lives in Asheville, she sent a picture. And then that Friday, I left on Monday. Changed that
That's
Friday.
like my good. So it's usually the end. I go to a lot of them like a crowd.
They sure did. Because my mom.
Every Sunday night, it's supposed to go right back.
Look, the rock.
I said, Rabbits is not rabbits, rabbits is
$3.99.
yeah, but that was always so. Yeah, I said. I didn't complain.
There you are, Carl. Yeah,
Right on the end of that
you
table.
know, I stayed my Elvis Presley ticket. It was only $10.
September 21st. I think I can go to that one.
And she really.
So I don't have that one on here. I have
I'm
October.
good through it.
We got January.
Have to cut down a little bit.
I don't have September on here. Yes.
Okay, John, we're ready.
I think there's something coming up that day.
Yeah, they're out front.
I can't start without
Bad
them.
boys, bad boys.
What you gonna do? Oh, the music's off? God, everything's turning up my way
You
today.
work miracles for me, John.
What's that?
You work miracles for me.
How did I do that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They've gotten good about it. I've got to ask in a few months. They seem to understand it.
That restaurant in town.
The Florida Dam.
Yesterday, there's a board meeting, and I couldn't guarantee it. But they do have it down.
Okay, gang, we're starting in just about a minute.
Yeah, the one day in October.
Yeah, because that's the night of the board meeting, and sure, I get late. The seventh and eighth, my brother comes into town, I can't come to either one of those.
For the day. Get out of your city.
Oh, yeah.
Who's watching me on their phone?
Yeah, you can't do that, it's a background noise.
I caught you.
There's
What is Chitterbox doing?
5, I think.
My brother's coming in from Maryland.
Okay, to kick things off, since we lost the Queen last week, I have a really cute video. I think you guys will enjoy to kind of remember her. It's really nicely done, and it's very sweet. So try not to cry.
Lovely Jubilee. Tea? Oh, yes, please. Terribly sorry.
Never mind.
Perhaps you would like a marmalade sandwich. I always need one for emergencies.
So do I. I keep mine in here. For later.
The party is about to start, Your Majesty. Happy Jubilee, man.
Thank you for everything.
That's very kind.
thought you guys would appreciate that. You don't need this. This is 3D modeling. I don't know how that got there. Okay. Thought I'd share a story too. I read about the Queen this morning because I'm on a Queen kick today. It was really sweet. She was at the castle at Balmoral, and she liked to go for walks. So she was out with her bodyguard, and she dressed down when she went out for her walks like that. So she's wearing just a tweed jacket and a scarf, and she's in a park near the castle and runs into a couple of American tourists. They don't really recognize her, and they start chatting, and she starts telling them about their vacation and where they've been. And they ask, do you live near here? And she says, oh, yes, just over the hill. And they asked then, have you met the Queen? And she said, oh, no, but Dickie here has many times. And so they asked the Queen to take their picture with Dickie, who's met the Queen. She had a wicked sense of humor, that lady. Anyway, welcome to Travel is Fun Tours. This is your September Travel Club meeting. I am Todd Kennedy. Hi at home. Everybody say hi to the folks at home.
Hi.
Hopefully a few of them are watching. We're going to tell you about Travel is Fun Tours. If you're new, welcome. We're glad to have you. If you're not new, welcome anyway. We still like having you. And we'll try to make you feel new. We are a family-owned small business. It's my dad, my sister, and I, and sometimes my wife, Wendy, goes out. We've been in business quite a long time. Our office is right around the corner. Even with all the construction, you can still get there. This is how our families all make our living. So we depend on you guys going on lots of trips. And you guys know over the last couple of years with COVID, things have been hard. So we are trying to get recovered. It has been a long, difficult journey, but hopefully we're back. We want you to tell your friends, your neighbors, anybody you run into, tell them about Travel is Fun. Annoy them so that they just got to come see if it's as good as you say. We are fully licensed and insured. I think that's one of the reasons we're still standing, because our finances were solid going into COVID. My dad is, you guys know who Scrooge McDuck is? That's kind of like my dad, except Scrooge is a little looser. But that's one of the reasons we're still here after COVID, is Dad hung on to a lot of those funds over 40 years and was able to keep us paid, even though we didn't have any trips going out at all for about 3 months and not many at all for a year and a half. We have over 40 years of experience delivering trips to you. We started down across from Williams Park in downtown St. Pete and moved over here around 1991, 92. So we have been around. We use up-to-date modern motor coaches. They are beautiful March first-class coaches. They are Wi-Fi equipped, although I tell people this all the time, don't bet on the Wi-Fi on the bus until Elon Musk gets that Starlink thing working everywhere in the country. Then the Wi-Fi on the bus is kind of shaky always, same as on an airplane. But they do have electrical outlets and USB outlets so you can charge your devices.
Those not working.
We've had 1 or 2 trips where they were off, but most of the time those work okay. But in fact, let me give you a good traveling hint. If you don't have one already, if you're going on multi-day tours, one of the best things you can put in your purse or your suitcase is a battery pack. They're not super expensive. You can get the smaller ones for like $10, and you can get enough charge into those things to get a full charge back on your phone, which is really handy in a lot of situations where you can't get to an outlet. I've got the one I carry is Barbara's got one in back there. She can show it to you. Yeah. I started using one camping because for some reason my tent doesn't have an electrical outlet. And while all the kids are in the latrine fighting over the 2 outlets in the latrine to try and charge their phones, I could charge my phone while I'm sleeping in my nice comfy tent. So that's kind of us in a nutshell. There's the bus. Overnight trips, we got a bunch of new trips to tell you about today. Ollie's got sheets for all those in the back if you don't already have them. And that's all I'll say about that. We do multi-day tours. Make sure you've got one of those big white sheets before you go today. In fact, take a few extra, give them to your friends and neighbors, and tell them about us, and help fill up those buses. We'd love to have you go. And I'm going to tell you about all the trips coming up through the end of the year. We do have a travel club. You can join the travel club using that little yellow flyer Ollie's got back there. It is not a requirement to go on our bus trips. Anybody is welcome to go. The travel club is just for those who would like to receive in the mail the paper copies of all the flyers once a month, get a name tag, and then you get $2 off your trips. That helps us break even on the costs of doing all that mailing out to you. So that's kind of how the travel club works. Again, it's not required. So some folks get it in their head they have to be a member to go. But we're happy to have everybody go. Bottom line with travel is fun. We are very friendly. We're going to be very courteous to you. We try to be very informative. If you're going with me to Vermont, I am digging in on Vermont. If I don't know it, I'll make it up, but it'll be fun. We try to keep you comfortable. Who was predicting snow in Vermont? Was that you, Buffy? Somebody was saying it's going to snow in Vermont. Was that?
I was looking in the paper, and
Yeah.
tomorrow's temperature is going to be from 69 to 49.
In Vermont?
Yeah.
Holy
That's what it
moly.
says for,
So you're telling me I have to bring long pants?
yeah, well, that's, I've been looking at it for 5 or 6 days
Yeah.
or something in the paper.
I haven't started yet, so you're ahead of me there. Are you going to bring long pants too, Tom?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So come on the trip. You get to see me not wearing shorts. Most of all, we have lots of fun. Pack a bag, join us, and we'll have a good time. And I always say this, the best part of our trips is you guys, because without a good gang on the bus, without nice folks who get along and have a good time, bus could be a miserable place to be. So you guys make it the best. Okay, who's ready for Where in the World? Ollie, you ready?
I'm ready.
Ollie's ready. You're going to win. If you win this, you're going to get $25 off your next trip. Don't yell out the answer. It is a place travel as fun has been before. Best answer wins the prize. So if you know where it is and you know some details, put those on. That's how we break ties. No phone a friend or smartphones. Barbara, looking at you. And one win per calendar year. Yes, I'm still looking at you, Barbara. Who else has won this year? Ed, Terry, Marina, didn't you win this year so far?
I did.
I thought so. Okay, so the ringers are out of the way. The rest of you have a chance in the last few months of the year. So you guys ready for the clue? That's what your little yellow slip is for, by the way. And again, if you think you don't have an answer, if you don't have any clue, still put your name on there. If nobody gets it, we just do a drawing. So there's your clue. And that is not Buckingham Palace. But it's almost as nice. Okay, that's probably enough staring. Let's dive in. Upcoming trips. What do we got coming up? We're going to go to Lunch Bunch tomorrow. If you want to still join me, we're going to Maui Kyla's. We're going up to Brooksville. It's going to be great. Real good food. I got meatloaf just for Buffy. And we're going to have a great time. We're going to celebrate birthdays and anniversaries. If it's your birthday, we give you a tiara so you can look like a princess or a queen. And we have other goodies we do for the birthday kids. Friday, we are canceling the Friday Fest down to Van Wezel. Sometimes I experiment and try things, not knowing if they will sell. Now I know Reggae Fest at Van Wezel will only sell about 5 people, so we probably won't try that again. Saturday, though, we've got Broadway Through the Ages at the Broadway Palm Dinner Theater down in Fort Myers. Next Wednesday, a week from today, we're going to do Marina Jack's, and plenty of room on the bus. That one's not sold out, so get aboard on that one. Great meal and beautiful scenery. And again, next Friday, a week from this Friday, I will be boarding the bus with a bunch of intrepid adventurers and heading for the wilds of Vermont. And who knows what we will see up there. There could be a wild Bernie Sanders somewhere out in the wilderness. Who knows? And there could be snow. And there you'll see Tom and I wearing long pants. So come and join us. We'll have a great time. Okay, October 7th, we're going to see Il Volo. That's going to be at Ruth Eckerd Hall. They're a fantastic musical group put together by Simon Cowell from America's Got Talent. And they're going to be doing Ennio Morricone tunes. Everybody knows Ennio Morricone, right? If you don't know him, he wrote a lot of film scores, a lot of beautiful music for films like The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. So make sure you join us for that one. There'll be an evening performance. October 8th, we're going to go see The Crown live at the Straz. That's over. It'll be in the Jeb Theater. And that's a particularly timely show right now with the Queen just passing. And it's a nice story. It's a comedy. And who couldn't use a little bit of a laugh these days? It's based on a female actress, and she's trying out for the lead on The Crown on Netflix, which is a series about Queen Elizabeth, and she doesn't get the part. So in order to get revenge on Netflix, she comes up with her own show, and because she can't afford a cast, her poor agent has to play every single other person on the show. So it's going to be very funny. It's an intimate, smaller theater. It's set up more like a dinner theater with round tables, but it's a great stage and great performers over in Tampa. Saturday, October 9th, we're going to go up to Suncoast Broadway in Hudson and see Evita, a famous musical. Madonna was in the movie, and a lot of great songs in that one, including Buenos Aires, What a Circus, and of course, Don't Cry for Me, Argentina. Another fantastic musical. If you haven't been to Suncoast Broadway, the nice thing about it, it's not as far as Broadway Palm, so it's a shorter drive. The food is very good. They've got new management. If you went years ago and you didn't care for another try, they're much better now. The performers have always been good there. They do have a nice cash bar. They have some good desserts. So go give them a shot and enjoy Evita. October 13th, we're going to go down to Snookhaven. That's crossing down over the Skyway down towards Myakka. And it's actually on the Myakka River. And it's a little fish camp building. I like it. It reminds me when I was a kid. My grandparents used to take me to Shawano Lake up in Wisconsin. And they had these taverns right on the lake. And it wasn't like a bar. It was, they had food and, pinball machines and a candy window for kids. It's kind of like that. They got great food. They got beer, wine, anything you want. They've got a lot of outdoor seating, a lot of nice shady trees, and they're going to have the Suncoast Banjo Society playing live music for you for a couple hours. They are fantastic. And if you want to get out and see the scenery, there is a boat ride available there for an additional fee down the Myakka River. October 16th, Dad's doing Pigeon Forge. It is currently sold out. Now, this is an odd case. I still have room on the bus, but we're sold out at hotel rooms because it was real popular in that week up in Pigeon Forge. So we do have a wait list for it. If you've never gone on a wait list, or if you're afraid to go on a wait list, don't be. Number one, we're not going to charge you a penny to sit on the wait list. The worst thing that will happen is we won't call you because nobody canceled. But if somebody does cancel, then we'll give you a call, give you a chance to take that spot. If you can't go, no harm, no foul. We'll call the next person on the list. That's all there is to it. The other nice thing about it is if you replace somebody who falls off the list for a particular trip, that helps us give them a better refund if they didn't have insurance, especially. Because if you replace them, we don't have to charge them for the attractions that we paid for them. If that makes sense. Did I babble? Great trip. They're going to go to Dollywood, Newfound Gap, Sugarland Visitor Center, a whole lot of other stuff. That's what you're missing because you didn't sign up in time. October Lunch Bunch. We're going to go to the back porch in Lake Alfred. A really fun place. Number one, I like it because I don't have to take your menu orders before we go. What we're going to do is we're going to pass out the menus on the bus. You're going to fill those in and put it on the table when we get there. And then the waitress will bring you a little picnic basket with your lunch in it. So usually you got like soup and a sandwich and a salad and some dessert, and they got soft drinks. And I think they have some other drinks there as well. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Ed. They do have a back porch. You can see it in the picture there. There's a little creek under there that get gators going by, so you can watch the gators. They also have a great antique store. They got a gardening section with decorations for outside your house. So a lot of good stuff to see there. It's a fun place to visit. You'll get a kick out of it. October 21st, we're going to do the Shine Festival. I've never done it this way before. I've been doing the mural tour in downtown St. Pete for years, where we go out, we look at the murals that are already there. I tell you a little bit about the artists and the history and all that. We have a nice lunch, we do some more murals, and we go home. This year I scheduled it during the Shine Festival when they fly in these artists from all over the world who are going to paint new murals for our city. So we're going to start the morning while it's cool. We'll go out and walk down this alley near First Central Avenue, and I'll give you the history. That's my favorite section. There's a lot of murals there with good stories, so I'll tell you those stories. Last time I did it was back in May with a veterans group, and the funny thing is I hadn't been out there for a month or two, and we got around the corner, and one of my murals I had a whole story for had been painted over. So it's always, you get to watch me scramble to tell a story about a mural I haven't seen before. You get to watch the ever-changing face of downtown St. Pete. We're going to have lunch at Doc Ford's at the pier. And then, what I think is exciting, I'm going to have the locations where they're working on the new murals all scoped out. We're going to drive the bus to where the artist is actually working on the mural. And we're going to stop the bus, unload, and he's going to get to have 50 retirees pepper him with questions while he's trying to paint his mural until they get annoyed enough for us to load the bus and go to the next one. So that should be a lot of fun to watch. I think I'll get a kick out of it if nobody else does, but I think you'll enjoy it. The mural artists might not be too fond of us by the end of the day. October 22nd, we're going to go to the Off-Broadway Palm Dinner Theater. That's down in Fort Myers as well. They actually have two theaters in the same building. One is the big dinner theater with the regular tables you sit at. And then the Off-Broadway, they have a dining room you dine in. And then you go to theater seating like that. So it's a smaller theater. And they specialize in comedies for the most part. And if you haven't figured out looking at the poster, Not Now, Darling is definitely a comedy. It's about minks and mistresses and confusion and mistaken identities and slamming doors and all that stuff. October 23rd, back to the Mount Dora Craft Show in beautiful Mount Dora, Florida. A couple things to warn you about Mount Dora. Number one, it's 200 feet elevation. So if some of you need oxygen, you might want to bring it. That's pretty high for St. Pete people, right? We don't want anybody passing out. But the truth is, it is hilly there. You'll definitely see hills like you don't see in St. Pete. So you will be walking up and down a little bit
And the
of some
store
inclines.
sells a shirt that says, "I climbed Mount Dora."
Yeah, that's a good one. You can see from the pictures, this is some past craft festivals. They have up to like 450 vendors come and do their arts and crafts and wares. So there'll be food carts out there. There'll be the restaurants and tea rooms open. And just a great day to enjoy Mount Dora. October 27th, we're going to do the Hoop-Dee-Doo review. And that is in Disney at the Wilderness area. Now, one thing I got to tell you, sometimes I take a chance on some of these tours. Some places, like Disney, don't let me block a group of seats. So right now, I don't have a block of 50 seats for this show. So I'm gambling that enough of you are going to want to go see this, that I can book it and get the seats before they're sold out. So I'm always on edge waiting to see how this is going to turn out. So if this is one you want, don't hesitate. You're probably not going to get in if you're one of these last minute folks who wants to call me the day before and suddenly join us. You need to book this one early. So why should you go see this show? It is the oldest running stage show that Disney has at Disney World. and it's been there since the very beginning. It had a pause for a couple of years during COVID, but now it's back. It is an Old West kind of vaudeville stage show with a lot of great music and comedy and dancing and lots of great entertainment. The dinner is served family style, so they bring you can see in the picture, there's some good ribs there. There's fried chicken, salad, looks like mac and cheese, beans, bread, and really, really good strawberry shortcake. That is worth the whole meal. Beer and wine included too. So well worth going to see. You'll love the show. The other reason to go see it when I've got it on the calendar now is you're probably not going to see it back on the calendar for 2 or 3 years. It's a little more expensive than other things, so I don't run it very often because I don't have a lot of repeat business going back. It just does, for the price, people don't go see it over and over. But if you'd like to see it, get signed up, get joined on, and we'll get you there. October 29th, we're going to go to Wild, Florida. That's in Keenanville, Florida. Who thinks they can jump in the car and drive to Keenanville? Barbara could. Well, now you can cheat and use your phone. If I didn't let you use your phone, could you find it?
I don't know how to use my phone.
We'll teach you. We'll help you, Buffy. It's a great resort. I found it years ago. I actually discovered it because I was looking for something nice to do for Wendy for her birthday. So I took Wendy on a mystery Christmas present. And I booked a date for us to go visit Guy the Tree Sloth, because she was really into tree sloths right then. And you can actually, when you go, you can buy a ticket to go in some of the enclosures with some of the different animals. You can visit with Guy the Tree Sloth. You can go in with the porcupines. You can have lunch in an enclosure with an alligator. We'll start the date. I haven't had anybody take us up on the alligator one yet. I'm waiting. We're going to start the day off with the driving safari, and you'll get to visit with the giraffes here at the Giraffe Feeding Center. And then we'll take you to the park itself, which is nice and shady, a lot of good shade trees, has a boardwalk all the way around, and you'll get to visit all kinds of critters up close and personal. And they've got some nice venues in there for lunch too. So really good day. It's worth every penny. Wrapping up October, we're going to do Solomon's Castle. And Howard Solomon was an interesting individual. He passed away a few years ago. He was a Russian immigrant as a kid. He's been married 7 times, so I think he's tied with Elizabeth Taylor. And he came home one day on wife 3 or 4 and decided he was going to turn their house into a castle and started nailing printing plates to it to make it all shiny and put turrets up and stained glass windows. And he's an artist through and through, and the house is filled with his artworks. His family still runs it. They're going to have lunch at the boat in the moat up there. And lunch is either meatloaf or chicken and yellow rice, both real good meals. And you'll get a kick out of the place. It's really neat. So that's the end of October. So who's ready for new critters, new names? So we're going to come up with new names for some different animals. Here you go. It's a good thing. It's a good thing Wendy isn't here. She'd run out of the room screaming. We're going to call those danger noodles from here on out. We're going to call him a fart squirrel. I knew you guys would like that one. You're right at my level with the sense of humor. Oh, Forrest Corgi. He looks so happy, doesn't he? And we see these around, American murder logs. I told the folks this morning when I was in ROTC, we used to do patrolling practice around Lake Maggiore. And one day, one of my buddies is walking through the swampy part there and steps right on an American murder log. And it jumps up and takes off into the lake. Falling, he's going for his big Bowie knife on his belt, like he's going to fight it like Tarzan. We never let him forget that. And this is Sad Eyes Von Gimme Food. Barbara, you've seen that face, haven't you? Every day? Oh. Ed does that face pretty good. Let's see, Ed. Oh, no, that ain't it. Okay, we're going to start November off. We're going to go on the Cross Bay Ferry. If you're getting on here, we'll pick you up here. We're going to take you to downtown St. Pete, down by the Vinoy. We'll load you up on the Cross Bay Ferry, and that'll take you across Tampa Bay, over by the cruise port there. And it's about a 45-minute to an hour ride across the bay with these guys. Yes, sir.
If y'all haven't done it, like theater seats, they're real comfortable. They're not like hard plastic seats.
That's good to know. That's nice. Comfy seats. You don't get that on a lot of things like this. Does it have a bar?
I don't think it did.
No? I thought it did. I made a joke this morning.
It does,
I think it does.
I think it does.
It's hard to believe it. Yeah.
But the seats are comfortable.
I made a joke this morning that we're going to get you loaded on the boat. And some of you might be loaded already. Anyway, we're going to give you the afternoon then in Tampa. You'll get dropped off in Tampa, and they've got the trolley there that'll take you up and down the waterfront, all the way down to the Ybor City and to the aquarium if you wanted to do the aquarium, or the History Center, or a lot of the other attractions that are right there in downtown Tampa. And then the bus will pick you up in Tampa and bring you back home. November 5th, we're going to see the show Male Intellect. Okay, girls, go ahead and snicker. That's a laugh line for you girls. It's a tour de force tackling the babble of the sexes. So if you enjoyed books like Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, you'll probably get a kick out of this one that focuses on how we communicate a little bit differently. And again, that's the Suncoast Broadway up in Hudson with real good food, nice meal, open or cash bar, not open bar. November 6th, we're going to do Selby Gardens, and they're going to have their orchids on display while we're there. We'll do the morning at Selby Gardens. There's going to be a lunch stop in downtown Sarasota between Selby and Spanish Point, and we'll give you an hour and a half or so there. There's about half a dozen restaurants within a block there, and then we'll get you to Spanish Point so you can explore the rest of what Selby and Spanish Point have to offer. November 7th, here she comes, bouncing right in.
I'm still in a yellow dress.
I tried to change it. It wasn't easy. I'll get her a new dress one of these days. So Wendy is going to take you shopping to Webster on Monday, November 7th. And Webster Flea Market, it's up north of St. Pete quite a ways. It's a bit of a drive. It's kind of out in the country, but it's one of the best flea markets in the whole state. And one of the reasons is, you'll notice any antique stores you go to are all closed on Monday around here. The reason is Webster's open on Mondays, and they go up there to stock up their antique stores. Antique dealers come to Webster to sell. So you got a good chance of picking up some nice antiques if you get up there with Wendy. And she's going to give you plenty of time to do some shopping. She makes it fun. She has contests on the bus to see who got the best deal, who spent the most, usually her, who spent the least. If my dad was along, usually him. So they're a lot of fun. In fact, the last one, who went with Wendy to Crate? How come none of you guys got a tattoo? I know she had a contest. If somebody got a tattoo, she had a prize for you. None of you took her up on it. And I was for sure you'd have a tattoo.
Oh, no, I thought I had one, but I can't be shown.
Court order or a
I'll let you decide.
November 11th, we're going to go see Reba McEntire. She'll be at Amalie Arena in Tampa. Great place to see a show, big arena. And we get great seats. Let me see if I can use the pointer here. Yes, I can. So there's the stage. You guys can see the arrow, right?
Yeah.
Our seats are usually in section 102, right there. And we do the seating right up at the top. So you don't have to walk too far to get to your seats, because the entrance to 102 is at the top. That's why we don't do the rail seats way at the bottom. But Reba McEntire is a force to be reckoned with. Going to be a fantastic show. It will be an evening show. So way better than fighting traffic going to and from Tampa. Let us fight the traffic for you and enjoy a great show. Broadway Palm Dinner Theater is going to do a chorus line, and that'll be on Saturday, November 12th. The great numbers there, one. There's actually a song called One. That's not from Schoolhouse Rock. There's another song called I Can Do That, At the Ballet, The Music, and the Mirror. I hope I get it. If you ever saw the musical in the movie theater, Bob Fosse did the choreography for that. So really fantastic, classic Broadway show for you. Epworth by the Sea is coming. That's November 13th to 15th, 3 days. Beautiful resort up in St. Simons Island, Georgia. You get 2 nights at the Epworth by the Sea resort. 6 of your meals are included. That's most of your meals. It's a historic plantation. We'll do a tour there. 500-year-old trees all around the grounds. You're staying in Turner Lodge. All of the rooms overlook the river there. So you have balconies overlooking the river. And it's been quite a while since we've done this one. It is selling fast, too. It's in the high 30s already. So get on board while you can. November 17th, back to Linger Lodge. Finally, it's been years. My frog leg shirt will be put back into use. And it's a great restaurant. It's rated number 2 by all our Lunch Bunch travelers because I have you guys score the restaurants we go to. It's decorated with a lot of taxidermy, so that's kind of interesting. A lot of bizarre things to see. If you're looking at, if you're looking at the, here it is, at the sign there, if the squiggly sign looks a little odd, because that's made out of taxidermied snakes. So isn't that awesome? Well, I didn't sell Marina on that one. But it's a really nice place. It's right on the Myakka River. You get to watch kayakers going by. They've got really good food. Service was really good last time we went. And I can't wait to get back. It's been way too long. November 19th, we've got Cirque Dreams Holidays. That'll be at the RP Funding Center over in Lakeland. A little bit of a drive, but worth it. They do a nice presentation there. We're going to have a nice buffet dinner right at the theater. They set that up in a big dining room. And then the show is a Cirque du Soleil style Christmas show. Not put on by Cirque du Soleil, but they do every bit as good. And it's a fantastic show. So for the price of seeing Cirque du Soleil at Disney, we're getting a meal and a show at RP Funding Center. And then finally, November 24th, if you're not planning on cooking a turkey, or if your family's not coming to invade you, or even if they are, bring your family and join our family. We're going to take you down to Der Dutchman for Thanksgiving. And, if one of your holdups is you weren't going to have leftovers for Thanksgiving, I have a solution to that. I tried it last year. After you have your Thanksgiving meal, you can go get in a different line, and you can order a meal to go. And I got at least 3 meals out of that box. So I got the turkey and stuffing and pie and everything, and it was fantastic. It was almost as good. Actually, it was better than if I cooked it because I didn't have to clean up. So it's a great meal. It's a beautiful place. If you've never been, the bakery's fantastic. They're going to sell 8,000 pies on Thanksgiving. And so if you want a particular pie, order it ahead of time. Last time I was there, I brought home a pie for Wendy and I, and it took us close to 2 weeks to eat that thing. That was a lot of pie. Did I skip Mannheim Steamroller?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Nobody pointed that out this morning. I don't have a slide for it.
It's down further. It's down further, 15th.
No,
That's right. You did. You skipped it, yep.
I sure did.
The chorus line.
Yeah, I did skip Mannheim Steamroller. Thank you for pointing that out. Holly, would you make a note of that I need a Mannheim Steamroller slide? Yes, I need to add that to the slideshow.
Did you hear the ladies and the chorus?
No, I did a chorus line.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Well, they were saying it.
Who slept through a chorus line? It's okay, it won't hurt my feelings. I was in the Army, I don't have feelings. They took those out. Oh, so yeah, going back a little bit, on November 15th, we're doing Mannheim Steamroller. That's going to be at the Mahaffey in downtown St. Pete. Again, a little bit of a hassle park down there and getting in and out at night. So let us take you. We'll pick you up right here at Tyrone Gardens, make it easy for you, get you right to the entrance and pick you up right at the entrance. And it's a spectacular show. It's sold out for me a bunch of times. So get on board that one early. Everybody familiar with Mannheim Steamroller? Anybody hearing of it for the first time? Yeah, you guys know their music. It's a lot of beautiful synthesized Christmassy music. And they do a great show, lasers and fog and stuff. Really cool show. All right, so that is Der Dutchman Thanksgiving and Mannheim Steamroller, not together. That would be a heck of a day, wouldn't it? The other things to go to Der Dutchman for, you got the bakery with all the baked goods. I always come home with a pack of Amish bacon because their bacon's spectacular. And they have a very nice crafts and other stuff store upstairs. There is an elevator to get upstairs, too, if you don't want to do the stairs. November 27th, they're going to be doing White Christmas at Suncoast Broadway. And what can I say? Suncoast Broadway, that's up in Hudson. And they're going to do Irving Berlin's White Christmas. You can't beat the music in there, even without Bing Crosby on the stage. The songs in there include Happy Holidays, Sisters, Blue Skies, and, of course, the Academy Award-winning song, White Christmas. Okay, who's ready for some more critters? I am. Here we go. And if you don't know where that comes from, if you watch the Marvel movies, there's a character in Guardians of the Galaxy named Rocket Raccoon, and he is a cybernetically enhanced talking raccoon who's kind of homicidal. And one of the other guys calls him a trash panda, and he doesn't know what that means. Because he's not from Earth. He's never been to Earth. Stab hose. That one's a little confusing. I know you'll like this one. Hot Pocket. This is my favorite one. If Linda was here, she'd be real excited. Land manatee. How does he see with that hair? He needs a haircut. Boople Snoot. Or as they're known in my house, furniture eating terrors. And just so you know, I have a very nice electric reclining couch that no longer reclines due to one of those. Okay, jumping into December, we're going to kick December off with the St. Augustine Christmas lights. This one is closing in on sold out. We're up to we got about 40 people on there. So we'll take about 9, 10 more maybe. This one is staying at the Southern Oaks Inn. So that is in St. Augustine. It's about a mile from the visitor center. It's on the trolley route, so you'll be able to take the trolley right from the hotel and back if you want. The itinerary is going to go like this. Day one, we'll pick up in Pinellas County. Lunch en route somewhere on the way to St. Augustine, usually at a Cracker Barrel or Golden Corral or something like that. And then we go to St. Augustine. We'll do a driving familiarization tour with the bus. Take you around St. Augustine, show you where all of the sites are that you're going to want to see the next day. Go check in the hotel. Give you a chance to put on long pants because it's going to get chilly because you are out by the waterfront. So Tom and I will put our long pants on. It gets chilly on that trolley tour at night in St. Augustine. First time I did it, I showed up in shorts and a light shirt, and I was dying. I was hoping for snuggles. We're going to go out to a nice dinner all together. After that, we do the trolley tour where we get to see the Night of Lights. Millions of Christmas lights all over. Crazy glasses that have holograms in them, so all the lights look like snowflakes. We sing along with the Christmas carols on the speakers. We have a great time. We'll let you in on a secret. I do cheat, and I look up the lyrics on my phone. So if you think I'm really good at lyrics, I'm not. I just cheat. Then we're going to get back to the hotel. Day 2, you get an all-day pass for the trolley. Come and go as you please. The bus will do a couple shuttles throughout the day and a couple shuttles after the trolley stops at 5 p.m. for those who want to stay in downtown St. Augustine through dinner. and then come back to the hotel. Now, this one has the Christmas parade. So day 3, after breakfast at the hotel, we'll take you to the visitor center, and you go to downtown St. Augustine along San Marco Drive, and you'll wait for the parade. And if you have a camp chair from like the last time we did MacDill, if you want to bring that, that's a good idea. And you can go sit along the parade route and enjoy the parade. There won't be a lot else to do because a lot of the places are closed during the parade. After the parade's over, we go straight back to the bus and get out of town, because how long do you think it's going to take to get lunch if you eat in St. Augustine on parade day? We'll be there till 4 p.m. So we usually do lunch on the drive home someplace on the way back to St. Pete. So that is the first St. Augustine. It's closing in on sold out already. Get on board while you can. November 4th, we're going to do the H.B. Plant Museum at the University of Tampa. So if you've driven by there, you've seen like the onion domes. That's University of Tampa down on the river. And they've got a beautiful museum there. And for Christmas, they decorate it like a Victorian Christmas house. And they have costumed interpreters in there. So we're going to start out with dinner at Yeoman's Cask and Lion. For a traditional British dinner, we'll have shepherd's pie and other goodies on the menu for you. And then we'll go across the street over to University of Tampa to enjoy the Victorian stroll through the museum. They're also going to have carols, and they'll have cookies and cider too. December 6th, we're going to do a repeat. We're doing Marina Jacks again. And this will be kind of more of a holiday one because we're getting into December. You can see how beautiful the boat is. That's the Marina Jack 2. It's enclosed. So good or bad weather, you'll enjoy the trip. If it's nice weather, you can go up on the decks and enjoy the scenery. If it's bad weather, you just stay inside. Great food, live entertainment on the boat, and really beautiful scenery. Lots of great Mediterranean architecture around there. A lot of times you'll see some dolphins. So can't beat that one. This is the second St. Augustine trip. So it's almost the same itinerary as the first one. The only two differences are it's a different hotel this time. This one's about 20 minutes out of downtown St. Augustine. It's a very nice hotel. It's the Courtyard Marriott. It has a nice bar and restaurant right in the lobby. Real handy if you don't want to stay in St. Augustine on Friday night for dinner. If you want to go back to the hotel and relax. A lot of people did that last year. On Saturday, since there's no parade, what we do is after breakfast, the bus will take you back to the visitor center. You'll have all morning to explore St. Augustine again. And we stay in St. Augustine through about 1:30, so you can have lunch there. And then we head back towards St. Pete. So that's the only big difference between the two. This one's selling pretty quick too. I think this one is in the mid-30s. So they're both doing real well. If you like hanging out with Elks too, I also have an Elks bus that's going to be there at the same time we are. So we're going to take over pretty much the whole hotel between regular Travel is Fun and an Elks group. So that's pretty exciting. December 9th, we're going to do the Amalie Arena, see the group for King and Country. And they are a religious gospel kind of group. And they're hot on the charts. They've got a lot of fans and followers. And again, same kind of seating. We'll be kind of down towards the stage in that section 102, up near the top where you can see good. December 10th, we're going to do the Wantalon Luau. And that is at Universal Studios. They're the first one to bring a luau back. Disney tore their whole venue down for their luau. SeaWorld got rid of theirs probably 5-10 years ago now. So this is the only luau in town, other than the one I did for the Space Center trip back in July. That was a good one too. But this is real nice. They're going to have an actual roast pig for you. They'll have all the other great foods you're supposed to have at a luau. You're going to get a lay greeting. You will have hula dancers. You'll have fire dancers. Lots of good Hawaiian music. You'll get to see Carl in his grass skirt. And Ed, because Ed wouldn't let Carl do it alone.
Of course.
It's going to be a great time. They also have, what's the drink I'm trying to think of? Mojitos? No, not mojito. Mai Tais. Mai Tais. They got Mai Tais. They got beer and wine. So you know, it'll make Ed and Carl look much better in their grass skirts after 3 or 4 Mai Tais. All right. December 12th, we got so much Christmas. We're going to go to Opryland Resort with Dad, and that's in Nashville. It is a huge place. If you've never been there and you're going to go on this, here's some homework for you. I recommend you get on the internet, if you got it, and look up a map to Gaylord Opryland and just study it a little bit. So when you get there, you're not overwhelmed, because it is a big place. It's got a lot of pathways and trails, and it's not hard to get turned around there and not be able to find your room again, which I usually spend half my time guiding people back to their rooms when I'm there. It is a great place. It's beautiful. It's decorated so nicely for the holidays. We're going to have 3 great buffet breakfasts at Gaylord. We've got a great dinner show with the Oak Ridge Boys, which always blows my mind. They've got a dining room with round tables of 10, and they managed to feed about 2,500 people in about half an hour. And you ever been in a restaurant and you say, I don't like salad dressing, can I have a dry salad? And you're in a regular restaurant and they can't figure out how to get that to you. With them feeding 2,500 folks, they brought me my dry salad like that. And I had somebody else at the table just asked for no gravy on their potatoes. You know, simple thing. They had it right out, just exactly like she asked for it. So that, the other thing that really impresses me about Opryland, and you might not know this, but there was a major flood there probably about 10 years ago now. And the hotel was closed down for the better part of a year. I remember when the flood happened, because we were scheduled to go there in November that year. And I was watching them like a hawk on the internet. They had regular updates, and they promised on their website and in their contracts to us, they said, we will be open by the 1st of November. By mid-October, they were ready. You know, if there was a company I was going to hire to run anything, it's the folks who do Gaylord Opryland. They know how to operate. We're going to have a dinner cruise on the General Jackson up and down the Mississippi. We're going to have lunch at Blake Shelton's Old Red Honky Tonk there in downtown Nashville. You'll have some strolling around time in downtown Nashville to see the sights. And on the way home, we're going to stay at a Drury Inn one of the nights. Can't beat a Drury Inn. They've got their 5:30 kickback. And what do you get with your 5:30 kickback, Terry? Drinks, yes. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to wake you up, Terry. Go back to sleep. He's having a nap back there. Yes, you get 3 drinks with your Drury dinner, so that's a nice feature. December 12th, we've got some flyers for this in the back by Ollie. We're going of the Caribbean. It is a duck boat. It's out of Johns Pass. They're going to load you guys on the duck boat. It's going to take you on a driving tour down the beach for about an hour. And then it's going to jump into the surf and come back through the water and bring you back to Johns Pass and unload you. So nice thing is, these are not World War II duck boats. This isn't an old military surplus vehicle. These are brand new, built just for this purpose. You can see this black part on the side. That's inflatable. So that's what helps it float better when it's in the water. And they're actually built right here in Largo. So that's kind of exciting. We've got some local folks doing good. And then we're going to give you some lunch and shopping time in Johns Pass after all that excitement. So that'll be a good way to start December. December 13th, we've got Paradise Ranch. And so I know Marina feels a lot akin to the Bears there because she's a performer too. If you've ever watched a bear, what's that?
I have 2 shows.
2 shows. What shows?
I have a show in Dunedin, October 6th through the 9th, and a show in Newport Richie, November 11th through the 13th.
What are the titles?
Death by Chocolate in Dunedin, and The Play Gets Murdered in Newport Richie.
Those sound fantastic. Go support Marina. Go see her perform. She's fantastic. I saw her as Mrs. Thurston Howell III in Gilligan's Island, the musical. She can sing. She doesn't think she can sing, but she has a good voice. She was very good. And she's a good dancer, too. Anyway, the bears are performers. If you've seen a bear in TV, a commercial, or a movie, there's a good chance they came from the Velt family bears down here across the Skyway. We're going to go visit the bears. You'll get to take pictures, watch them frolic in their lake. They'll put on a performance for you. And they're going to bring you lunch, not in a picnic basket, but at a picnic table. And the ranger will make sure Yogi doesn't steal your lunch. They're even throwing in ice cream. What else could you ask for? December 15th. Remember I told you Linger Lodge was my number 2 rated lunch bunch restaurant? Here's your number 1. This is the Italian Grill. That's down in Sarasota. If you know tiny little Barbara Laughlin, that's her son's place. And it was really good. We went there about a year and a half ago. Everybody loved it. And they've been hassling poor Barbara Laughlin, saying, when is Todd going to go back to the Italian Grill for lunch bunch? And poor Barbara goes, I don't know. He makes the schedule. So I finally decided to take it easy on poor Barbara and schedule it. So that'll be our December lunch bunch.
Thank you very much.
That's a fun one to come to. For those of you who are faithful lunch bunchers who have perfect attendance, Wendy is working on your prizes for this year. So in past years, it's been bracelets or necklaces or pins. So she's got something new up her sleeve. So those of you who with perfect or near perfect attendance will get an extra special recognition in December. And we usually have some chocolate for everybody too. Okay, speaking of Wendy, here's some more shopping with Wendy. Getting ready for the holiday. We're going to take you to Red Barn in the morning. Very nice, mostly indoor flea market. Great vendors in there. Not junky. A lot of nice new stuff in that one. They got a good produce section too. And we'll stay there through lunchtime. And then after lunch, we're going to take you over to Detweiler's Farmers Market. It's an Amish farmers market. And a lot of great produce and food and stuff there. If you like things like a goose or a duck for your Christmas dinner, what's that? Duck, duck, goose. Or if you just want to play duck, duck, goose.
Duck, goose.
Or a turducken. I think they would do a turducken for you. You can get all of that stuff and more at Detweiler's, and they're going to throw in a free ice cream for you. You can't complain about that. Wrapping up day trips for the year, the last day trip of the year. This will be our Christmas Eve, cubed. It's supposed to be cubed because it's 3 days before Christmas Eve. We're going to go out. We're going to have an early dinner at Dock Ford's, probably 4:30ish. And we're going to, after dinner, as the sun is setting, we'll enjoy the lights in Vinoy Basin and Straw Park and downtown St. Pete and the big Christmas tree and see all of that. We're going to put some karaoke Christmas carols on the bus. We're going to sing along, and we're going to drive through the best neighborhoods. And I have a secret plan for how to find those neighborhoods. I'm not going to tell you what it is yet, but I know I'm going to know where the best lights displays are in St. Pete before we go. You'll appreciate it. And one other thing you'll get to see as the sun sets, if you're paying taxes in St. Pete, you'll get to see our $5 million fishing net art installation all lit up. It looks better at night with the lights on it. In the daytime, it just looks like somebody drawing a fishing net. Okay, wrapping up the year, we got a few more multi-days. We're going to see Tropical Christmas. Again, that leaves on Christmas Day after lunchtime so that you can open presents, go to church, do what you will. We're staying at the Holiday Inn Express in Fort Myers. Dad's going to take you to see White Christmas the first night. You're going to also do a luncheon cruise on the Naples Princess. There'll be a cruise on the Peace River. And on the way home, you're going to visit Fisherman's Village with an included lunch and entertainment. Then for New Year's is coming quick. Before you know it, we're going to do all of these things and more. We're going to have 5 meals included. So that's 2 of your breakfasts and 3 of your lunches. All your lunches are. Did I include 3 lunches? What the heck am I thinking? We're going to also stay at the Holiday Inn Express. Now, I did have a lady one year. She went on the Christmas 3-day and the New Year's 3-day. And usually those are both at the same hotel. And she stayed at the hotel in between the trips. So she didn't have to go home. So Dad dropped her off and left her. And then I brought her home on the New Year's tour. Not saying you have to do that, but I just thought it was interesting. We're going to start out the first day. We're going to Sanibel Island for a nice lunch at George and Wendy's. and do a few other things that day. New Year's Day, we're going to be at the we're gonna have our New Year's Eve party at the Seminole Immokalee Casino. They put on a good party, live music, a dance floor, all the games running, party favors, hats, noisemakers, champagne at midnight. Now, we did have a little trouble last year with the restaurants not all being open, and we had trouble with folks getting some dinner there. So we're going to make sure we do a run to, there's a Cracker Barrel right near the hotel. We'll do a dinner run before going to the casino for those that want it. And if you want to roll the dice and take your chances at the casino, I will check ahead of time, make sure the restaurants are going to be open or not, so I can tell you during the day. We're also going to go to Babcock Ranch and do a tour there. That's another lunch. And we're going to do the Okeechobee Airboat Ride. There's another lunch. That is 3 lunches. Oh, my gosh. And we're also going to go to Leoma Lovegrove's Gallery and Garden. She's this very colorful lady right there. And if you shop at Bell's, she has a big collection of clothing and objects for the home there. So that kills the year 2022. And that'll take us into 2023. None too soon. So now it's time for some more critters with new names. I think that's very appropriate. You ever notice how geese are kind of mean and nasty? If you can't, yeah, you can see that. He's got teeth on his tongue. No wonder he's in a bad mood. That would make me cranky too. I like this guy. Wouldn't you listen to advice he gave you? He seems very wise. Yeah. And I am disco turkey. I'm never calling that a peacock again as long as I live. That is a disco turkey from now till forever. The pantless thunder goose. Look at those drumsticks though. And there's a stab rabbit. Again, that is one of the animals you can visit in the enclosure at Wild Florida. The keeper will go in there with you, make sure you don't get hurt. Okay, a couple more trips and then we're wrapped up. Monday, January 23rd, Dad's got Key West going on. And that's his usual Key West. He found a new hotel. We had trouble. We can't stay in Key West anymore. We're priced out of those hotels. Even during slow season, they're ridiculous. We've tried staying in Florida City. Florida City's got kind of a bad rap, and the hotel there was just okay. But Dad found this Best Western in Kendall. It's a little outside of Miami, and everybody seemed to like it, so we're going to use that again. You're going to have a full day in Key West, crossing all those crazy bridges, cross the Everglades. We're going to have an airboat ride and see all the other fantastic features you get to see on a great trip to Key West. We've got Amelia Island. Ollie, do you remember what the dates are on the sheet? Did anybody grab an Amelia Island?
February 13th to the 15th.
Yeah, they literally told me the dates as I was walking out of the office to come here. So, yeah, it's Valentine's Day, February 13th, 14th, and 15th. So that'll be our Amelia Island trip, Valentine's Day. And you got 2 nights at the Hampton Inn, Amelia Island. Views of Cumberland Island, where one of the Kennedy kids got married. And the place is loaded with wild horses. So the good chance you'll see some wild horses. You can actually see Cumberland Island on a good day from the hotel. See, Ollie said I'm right. You've got a guided historic tour of the area, Beach Creek boat tour, visit to St. Augustine, and some Atlantic Ocean driving. Not in the Atlantic Ocean, but next to it. We don't have the inflatable things on the side of the bus yet. Then February, we're going to have Amazing Atlanta coming, and that'll be real exciting. I'm looking forward to it. We're staying at probably my favorite Jury Inn, the one in Morrow, that our good friend Tequila works at. She's a nice lady, takes good care of us. We got 7 meals included on that one. So 4 days, 3 breakfasts, 1 lunch, and 3 dinners. Holy moly. You're going to get to go to the Georgia Aquarium, one of the best aquariums I have ever been to. And you get to watch my favorite thing there. I'll say it over and over. Whale sharks. They are the only whale sharks in captivity in the world. And they're beautiful animals. They're gigantic and graceful. And I could watch them all day long. We're going to get a city tour of Atlanta, and I'm going to do that a unique way. You'll have to come and find out what I'm doing with that. We are going to do an evening tour of Atlanta too. It'll be optional. So if you're worn out after the aquarium and you just want to stay at the hotel, you can. But if you want some nightlife, we're going to go drive around Atlanta in the evening, see the city lights, and we're going to stop by the Marriott Marquis Hotel, which, do I have a picture of it there? No, I don't. The Marriott Marquis is famous because it's been in a fair number of movies and TV shows. And when you step in the lobby, it's going to take your breath away. It's got an indoor atrium that is awe-inspiring. It's got indoor glass elevators that go all the way up. It's amazing. They've got a nice bar and pub there too. So if you want a nightcap before we go back, there I got Ed's attention. You see him pop up back there? Watch. Everybody turn around and watch Ed. Bar. I'm making him blush. I like watching Ed blush. We're going to do a state capitol tour. We're going to see the governor's mansion. We're going to go to the Road to Terra Museum. I was trying to get us in to the Margaret Mitchell House, but it's closed for renovations till 2024. So we'll do it sometime again down the road. We're also going to visit the Center for Puppetry Arts, which has a huge Jim Henson collection, including the original Kermit made out of his mom's coat. And it also has the puppets from one of my favorite shows from the year I was born, 1964, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. They've got the original stop-motion animation puppets of Rudolph and Santa Claus and a couple others. So that is a unique thing to get to lay your eyes on right there. So this will be a great tour, good time of year to go up to Atlanta. Not too hot, not too cold. Should be really nice. So what are today's holidays? Today is Eat a Hoagie Day. I don't think they had hoagies out on the table. It's Gobstopper Day for you Willy Wonka fans. It's National Coloring Day, so if you have coloring books, get home and get busy. That's just for you, Terry. Don't let Terry near your crayons. He'll eat them. It's National Cream-Filled Donut Day, National Live Creative Day, Parents' Day Off, like as if, right? And it's National Quiet Day in the UK. That should be in the UK. I would love that.
Not quiet today.
A couple other trips coming up. There is a Myrtle Beach back on the table. I don't have it in the slideshow yet because they just threw it at me yesterday as I was leaving the office, and I didn't have a chance to put it in the slideshow. We've got a Savannah coming up, San Antonio, Florida's Five Castles, and Cross Creek. I haven't given up on any of those, so I'm still trying to get those slapped together. So who has the first question? This is your chance to get revenge on me, Ed, Terry. And suddenly they're shy. Look at that. Okay.
We're having a conference back here.
All right, next meeting will be on Wednesday, October 12th, right back here at Tyrone Gardens, Big Apple. Unless you want to come to the one in Freedom Square at 9:30 in the morning. However, if you come to the Freedom Square meeting, you will be exempt from being able to participate in the Where in the World in the afternoon meeting because I'm not changing it. Remember to tip your servers. They were nice to you. So who wants to know where in the World was? Holly, did anybody get it? She's holding two. Oh, my. Buffy, have you won it yet this year?
No, I'm not that smart.
Buffy, you won.
All right.
Congratulations, Buffy.
That's what I need more credit.
Where is it? It is Epworth by the Sea. Yep. I'll put that here.
Thank you.
Good job, Buffy. And Buffy actually said Turner Lodge at Epworth by the Sea, but her contender was Marina, who's already won this year. So either way, Buffy would have edged you out. All right. So we have a couple other goodies to give away. We have a nice donation from our good friend Buffy. Buffy has given us a pack of rich dark chocolate bars. And I have a pack of Lindt truffles. These are white chocolate.
Oh, I want that.
Which my dad would go on to tell you that's not actually chocolate because he takes the joy out of everything.
He's gonna slap you one day when you get back.
I'm expected a slap. So let's see who's winning that.
Are you doing the food thing?
Is it this one?
September?
Yeah. Yeah,
I think so.
you got it? Okay, good. We're gonna do one more drawing, so don't go away. So where's Barbara Moore hiding out? I got some nice dark chocolate for Barbara Moore.
Thank you.
Oh, I hope you like dark chocolate.
Who wants to be friends with Barbara Moore?
Everybody likes dark chocolate.
Okay, now we have the white chocolate, mint truffles, and that goes to Tom Persley.
Yay,
Tom
Tom.
gets some goodies. Watch out the bottom. It's kind of loose on that.
Tom, you're lucky. You win by.
Okay, we have one more contest. Just to remind you, if you eat here at the Big Apple, whether it's at our meeting or another time, save the receipt, give it to Ollie, and she puts it in the envelope. Make sure your name's on it, and we'll do a drawing. And once a quarter, we do this drawing, and somebody's going to get $25 off their next trip. So,
Do you have your receipts yet?
No.
You don't?
you can put it in for next time if you want.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Where do you want to put them?
I'll just reach in blindly to the middle. Now, for this one, you must be present to win. And Sharon Davis, not here. Oh, Sharon's out. Who's this? Terry Stiff.
Oh,
Terry, you get $25 off your next trip just for having a delicious meal here at Big Apple. Good job, Terry. Well, thank you guys for coming. We'll be back on October 12th. Ollie and I will stick around for questions and booking trips for you. So thank you so much for coming. And now I'm busy.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Yes.
Tom, is Lori in the office?
She was when I walked over here.
Okay, because I emailed this morning and she's usually pretty prompt about emailing back.
Yeah, with me out of the office all day and Dad peppering her with questions.
Okay.
She might be slow.
Okay,
Okay.
Cross Creek, I'll see you next time.
Yes,
It's
bye.
coming out, I think you said, you don't know when, but. Okay, could you find out for me?
By the way.
Zora, her last name. She's a famous writer.
Marjorie Taylor Raleigh.
No,
No?
Zora. She's a black lady. Zora.
I will look her up.
You think of her last name to save my soul. I know what it is. You know how it is, your brain go,
If it pops in your head, call me at the office because I'll jot it down so I make sure it's included.
yeah, because she, her home is there.
What did she write?
Their eyes were watching God for one.
What is it?
Your eyes were watching
Your eyes will watch.
There.
Their
All
eyes.
right, I'll see you guys later.
And she wrote several of them.
Yes.
Her home is in across
Cross Street?
That's why I was.
Well, yeah, if she's famous. We'll definitely work her in.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
Wouldn't want to leave her out.
Seems like it's Zora, with a T, Zora, something like that.
If you're like me, when you're in the shower in the morning, all of a sudden it's going to pop in your head.
Oh, in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
That's when it hit me in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
I said, oh, yeah, that's what it is. But it seemed like it's Zora May Thor's, something like that.
I'll stand there trying to pull something up.
Anyway, it's down the road, so we got things happening.
Yeah, I don't even have a date set for it yet.
Right.
It's just one we've been talking about doing.
No.
And yeah, it's kind of out of the way, so.
It's kind of hard to do, yeah, because it is out of the way.
Because I looked it up on the map. It's out, it seems to be out.
Yeah, we're gonna have to